Hi, I'm Chef Sharon, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to continue talking about knife skills, focusing on onions and bell peppers. So let's get started. Now, the first thing you want to think about when you're starting to chop a vegetable, really of almost any kind, is that they tend to be round and they roll around on your cutting board. So the first thing we want to think about is making it more stable, and that means making it as flat as possible. So with the onion, I'm going to start by taking off the tip. I'm going to leave the root intact because onions, much like ogres, have layers and the roots keep them all intact. So you can see fingers curved back, thumb back. I'm just going to take a slice off the front of my onion and I'm going to pop it in there. That goes to my compost. So now, flat side down, I'm going to put my knife on top and I'm going to put my hand over my knife and steady my onion by putting my fingers on either side and just right down through. Knife aside. Now I'm just going to chop half of this, so half of it's going to go over there. And I'm going to peel. And depending on your onion, you may have to take off more than just the paper. Sometimes there's still a kind of a papery layer underneath the skin on the onion that you need to take off too. This one, while it's a little green looking, doesn't look too bad, so I'm going to continue the way it is. Now, you may have noticed by now that I'm left-handed, but if you're right-handed, as most people are, all you have to do is mirror what I'm doing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this towards the edge of my cutting board. And the reason why is we're going to come at it this way. And if I'm up here, my knuckles are in the way. So I'm going to pull it down, and now I can get flat without my knuckles hitting. So again, I'm going to just hold this. Now I'm not pressing down, because if I'm pressing down, I want to cut this way and I'm going to be working against myself. So I'm just holding it in place, keeping my hand out of the way. I'm going to start with the heel of the knife, in, through, and out, just like that. And I'm going to keep doing that. It's one smooth motion. I'm going to start right there. Depending on how small you want to make your dice is how many cuts you'll put into it. Now I'm going to turn my onion so the cut side is facing towards me, and I'm just going to go straight down. Now again, fingers curved back, thumb behind, and I'm just going to go down through. Now you might have little pieces that come apart as you do this, like that. Just set those aside. I'm going to turn it back in this direction, and I'm going to work this way. And you can see I'm still using that push forward motion with my hands away. Now you can see maybe I should have taken off that first layer, but I'm just going to chop it off and set it to the side. Now when you get to this point and you think, I don't feel comfortable holding on to that anymore, just turn it down and go this way. Just like you're slicing. If you want to be really frugal with your vegetables, you can just go in, cut this way right up to the root, and that way right up to the root, and then that's all you have. And again, into the compost. So now at that last little bit, you may have some pieces that didn't cut through all the way, so you can just go back and cut those. And you can see I have a pretty decently chopped onion here. Now, is it perfect? No. But perfection is not something you need to worry about when you're just learning. All you want to do is learn the right motions and do it efficiently. So there you have it, chopping an onion. Okay, let's move on to our bell pepper. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. I am going to concentrate today on a simpler technique. We're going to start again with making our bell pepper a little bit flatter. And what I've done is I've already cut off the stem so it sits a little bit more stably. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down and remove the outside away from the core. You can see I'm just cutting down around the seeds inside. And there, I've gotten the majority of the pepper away. I'm set down my knife. You can see there's a little bit here. I'm going to cut off the ribs. And I've got a little bit left on top. So depending on how much of this you want to use and not waste, you can trim that. Looks like I've got another pepper growing inside my pepper. And again, set that aside. So I'm going to take these pieces away. So now you want to make bell pepper strips. You can see there's a little bit of the rib there. I'm just going to cut that out. You can see I'm going away from my hand, just keeping my knife flat. Now, when it comes to cutting into strips, the skin on a bell pepper can be tough. And if your knife isn't sharp enough, or if you just don't have enough practice, it can get stuck trying to go through skin side up. So I'm going to turn my pepper skin side down. I'm also going to continue to make it a little bit flatter. Just press on it. So now, get rid of that. I can just cut my strips. Again, fingers curved back. And here you can decide, how big you want things. So I was making a vegetable tray. There you go. I've got my strips. Now, if you want diced, I'm going to set a couple of those aside because you only want to hold on to as many as you're comfortable with. So I'm just going to go into a medium dice here. And you can see they tend to kind of get a little wobbly and slippery. So if you're not comfortable holding on to very many, then don't. The last two here. And there you go. Diced bell pepper. That's all there is to it. All right, that's it for today. As always, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know, and I'll see you next time back in my kitchen. Bye!